Personal story segment tonight, what's up with Tom Hanks? I've always been a fan of the actor who does both comedy and drama very well. But lately, Mr. Hanks has gone off the rails. He's out promoting a World War II miniseries on HBO, but will not appear on the Fox News channel, which is incredibly dumb since our core audience would watch a film like that. Instead, Mr. Hanks goes on the left-wing networks, which very few people watch, and there he mocks Fox News. Okay, fine, no problem. But now he's telling Time magazine, quote, "Back in World War II, we viewed the Japanese as yellow, slant-eyed dogs that believed in different gods. They were out to kill us because our way of living was different. We, in turn, wanted to annihilate them because they were different." Does that sound familiar by any chance to what's going on today? Mr. Hanks obviously referring to the Muslim Jihad. Another very dumb deal. Now, my father was a naval officer during the occupation of Japan. He respected Japanese people for their discipline and cooperation after the surrender. He didn't care about their religion. He didn't care what they looked like. He fought in World War II because the Japanese attacked the United States, much like Al-Qaeda did. So you can see that Mr. Hanks needs a history lesson. But what's really going on here? Joining us from Washington, constitutional attorney and radio talk show host Mark Levine. Now, you're a liberal guy, Mr. Levine. The audience might not know you, but you were on program a couple of times, smart guy. Can you kind of decipher this? Because we invited Mr. Hanks on, but he doesn't have the cojones to show up. With all due respect, he just doesn't. So tell me what he's getting at here.
I think he's getting at the fact that there was a lot of racist propaganda during World War II. Listen, no one disputes that Japan attacked us in Pearl Harbor. No one disputes that that's the reason why we were in the war. But there was a lot of nasty propaganda. Yellow Peril, there were songs like Tap the Japs. Think about the fact, Bill, that the Japanese were not treated like the Nazis or the fascists. America was against the Nazis and the fascists. They weren't against the Germans or the Italians. We took an entire people and condemned them for what their leadership did. And, of course, we interned Japanese Americans. We didn't intern German Americans.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe I don't buy that as a mass American trait. It could have happened on individuals, could have done it. I'm sure that the internment camps, if they were revisited, wouldn't have happened in modern America. But then he equates it to what's going on now, and basically saying that we demonize the entire Muslim world. And it's just crazy because we have not demonized the entire Muslim world.
Well, it depends who you talk to, Bill. Some people have.
Depends who I'm talking to. I'm talking about the United States government, President Obama, the Congress, the press, most fair-minded people. Not President Obama, but we haven't demonized the Muslim world.
It depends. There was the congressman that talked about the towel-headed Muslims.
There's always nuts, Mr. Levine. He's talking in collective terms, Mr. Hanks. He's condemning his country for racism against the Japanese and now racism against the Muslim world. That is irresponsible. Hanks should be ashamed.
Well, I think it's a warning sign. I think we should remember the reason we fought against Japan was not because of the Yellow Peril, but because of the attack on Pearl Harbor. I think we all know that. All fair-minded people. So what you're saying is Tom Hanks is giving the country a gentle warning here with his statement. Yes.
He's actually doing us a favor.
Well, there has been anti-Muslim sentiment in the country.
There has been.
That, Bill.
There's anti-everything segment. You're a Jewish guy, right?
Yes.
Okay, there's anti-Semitism. I'm an Irish guy.
Yes, there is.
There's anti-Irish stuff. Irish no need apply, okay? It's all over the place when Irish people came. This is bull. Hanks falls into the far-left trap of demonizing his country for a legitimate war against terror. That's what this pinhead is doing.
Well, I think what he's reminding us is that when people fight a war, there's often a dehumanization. It happened in Japan. It's happening with some people, with Al-Qaeda now, and that we got to remember that we are fighting human beings. Some of them, yes, the ones out to kill us, I have no problem fighting them.
We have to remember we're fighting human beings, so that President Obama should not drop the Hellfire missiles on them, or what should he do? Put a little note like they did on Dr. Strangelove? We know you're a human being. Enjoy the Hellfire missile. Come on. It's just stupid. What you guys are saying is dumb. I'll give you the last word.
Well, I'm not defending everything Tom Hanks said, but I do think we should distinguish between the enemy and people. We should distinguish between Hirohito and the Japanese. We should distinguish between Osama bin Laden and the ordinary peaceful Muslim who's just trying to live his or her life.
And my father did exactly that. My father was in the occupation of Japan. As I said, he respected the Japanese people. He treated them humanely, as did the United States of America. They treated the Germans humanely after we defeated them, and the Japanese. And I think Tom Hanks owes everybody a big apology.